Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm gonna go over Booleaning inside of Cinema 4D, and and some of the creasing techniques you can apply to objects. And we'll just go from there. Okay, and so we're gonna start out in Cinema. As you see here, I have a couple objects that are low res that I've gonna use to Boolean out of each other. Basically, in Cinema, it's pretty much like Maya or 3D Max or any of the other ones. You bring in OBJs. You have this kind of tree chart system over here, and it's all about embedding things together. Today, you'll see that, and you'll also see, of course, the creasing techniques and scaling and kind of using objects to Boolean and to use as figures. Anyway, so we're going to start off. Our main object here is going to be, we're going to start with this aircraft carrier. Basically, we're going to use this bear as the main Boolean function. So we go over here to the aircraft carrier. You see I've created all these Boolean objects up here, and Boolean is up here in the top. You can, where array is, you hold down array, and Boolean's right here. You can also get to it from the menu up here. But I would suggest using the button. Anyways, let's look inside the Boolean. In the Boolean, or Boolean, you can go object. In the Boolean type at the top, we can see we can subtract, union, intersect, or without. And then your next thing is high quality. This makes sure that the broken up one is as highest quality as the object that you're breaking. So it's good. If you do uncheck that, it's going to wipe out all these other settings, and it can result in something you do want. So you always have that in mind. Create single object. This basically separates when you bake the function. This will make those two objects one whole instead of separating the surfaces out. Hide new edges. So sometimes when you cut the object, you'll get extra polys. This will just remove those new edges, and they won't show up in renderings. This is about your fog tags. It will create a new one when it intersects with something. And then the select intersects will allow you to select the intersection of those two objects. If you do click create single object, it will give you a optimization of the points that you're creating. Adjusting this can increase the clarity of that. So let's try one out. So I'm going to go ahead and take aircraft and drop it into A. So that's my A, and then the one that goes underneath it is my B, which is the bear. And so now you see the bear disappears. Now if you go over here and click the lines, you can see he's there. Okay, so we're going to click the bear, and over here, by the way, this is your object, your points, your edges, and your polys. So you can, and this one adjusts your axis. So you can always, move between these objects over here. This has to do with texture tagging right here, and this has to do with your work plane, which you can flip around, which I have turned off currently. So we'll go back to model. As you see, he disappears again. And then we can move him towards our object, and you see he immediately starts breaking. It looks like we're getting some odd things happening with the UVs, but we're not going to worry about that for now. All we're worrying about right now is whether that surface in the inside is getting created, which it looks like it is. Yeah, and one thing we can do to help this, we can take the bear and the aircraft carrier back out of those two. We can go up here to the subdivision surface. If we click that right here, we can drop the aircraft carrier in there. And you see now he's been smoothed. Move the bear away from here. He's been smoothed around. Well, that's because it's just like Maya. By hitting 3 or 4, you're smoothing all the edges. But in here, if you click the aircraft carrier and you go over here and click edges, and you highlight the edges, so Control A, and you hold down period, and drag holding left or right to one the left mouse to one side. You see now it's put a tag on it right here, which we call subdivision surface weight tag, and it's also, it's taking the smoothness off everything. So if we look here and click on the weight tag, you see now it's showing you that all those lines are hard edge creased. So if we wanted to change that in one, we can pick the aircraft carrier, we can pick that specific line, hold down the period button, and with the left mouse click, drag left or right. And you see it starts to go away. We're changing the creasing of that, and we can change that over more. So then it's going to start curving those creases. All right, very similar to Maya, but a little trickier. Anyways, so now that that has a subdivision on it from here, which we can adjust within that subdivision surface, we can adjust how many subdivisions it creates and what kind of subdivision that is, Catmull-Clark or Catmull-Clark with ingons, and also kind of where it does it. So boundary is going to do a different thing than edge. I usually just keep that on standard. Anyways, now if we do the same thing to the bear, sub-D surface again, and we drop the bear in here, he's going to smooth up, highlight all his edges, hold down the period, drag to the right, drag to the left, and so now he's edged again. Of course, we can go in there and adjust him. Maybe we don't want all those hard edged. But we can also adjust that when he's actually Booleaned out. So now we can rename that aircraft. We can rename the sub-D layer bear. And now we can drop the aircraft carrier back in the Boolean and drop the bear back into Boolean. He disappears. And see now you see the point of it has lost where it goes. So we'll pull back out. See the center point of the bear is not centered on anymore. Basically what happened is the sub-D has a different center point than the other ones. So what you can do is go in custom commands, type center. If I can type, and you want to do center parent 2. All right, I have it. You can drag and drop these into your bars over here or whatever. That's what I do. So it's already over here on the left right here, if you see. Anyway, so I'm going to click on the bear, and I'm going to click center parent 2, and now that sub-D layer has been centered on the bear. I can do the same thing for the aircraft carrier, and now they're centered. Okay, so now when I put the bear back inside, I'm able to move him over. See, I can also switch it to global and object oriented, so we're going to switch it to global, and we're going to move him inside. Yeah, and since the bear is highly, so it's all what your computer can handle, but you're going to get a lot better results with that. So the bear's inside now, and if you're not moving him, it will be all right. It's when you start to begin to move him, it becomes a problem. So, okay, so we got the first one there. And now what I have been doing a lot is I've been taking the bear back out, making a copy of him, and then, that other bear can get a little bigger. So make him, and so you can go in the coordinates, you can scale him a little bit, make him a little bit bigger. See, he's got to kick in real quick. Right. So, in certain cases, So the bear's a bit too big. So it's dropping back to 1. Oh. And dropping back in. I think the main problem we're getting is that sub D of the, yeah. So it was just really highly intense. That's what was going on. So as you see now, the bear's cutting through there pretty good. All right. So we can take our other bear, make sure modeling zone, and you can begin to move him up. And maybe even shrink him a little bit. Let's pick him 0.05, 0.05, 0.05. That's a little too much. 8, 0.08, 8. Alright. You see he's starting to sit in there a little better. We can move him down a little bit. See, he's starting to sit in his hole. And even this other bear, the other bear can get a little bit bigger. And then adjust where this bear goes. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to take the base object here, and we're going to pull it down to the bottom of, so we need a base for this guy. He's looking a little weird, like not sitting on anything. So with these cubes, they're automatically adjustable if they're made in Cinema, so you can have them as big as you want. So let's see. So what we'll do here is now we'll take that base cut, which is parametric, and take the A Boolean and drop inside the B, and then drop the base inside of that. And so now you see that's cutting through that object. But that's kind of what we want, but we kind of want it the other way too. So we want that thing cut through the base. So B will be that, and then we'll drag A back out, make a copy of it. So it's going to sit in there like that. So this other one, what we'll do is we'll make a little bigger inside of it. So we'll make that 1.1, 1.1, 1.1. And as you see, it's just increased the scale of that one. But we can also start to rotate it and start to get other little neat things that can happen. And even bring it down a little bit, move it over a little bit, And so that guy kind of can rock inside of there. Even getting it, turning it more, bringing it straight down, I think can lead to some good results. And so they kind of sit in there like that. We get a much crazier cut. We can hide that out. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and pause right here real quick and start the next version of this. Alright.